Hey,
Nice.
All right.
what's up, everyone? The production values just keep going up.
I think that video that keeps getting better and better every time I see it.
Yeah, totally. Yes.
And Mike, you have a new career as well ahead of you.
I think so.
Live cinematography.
Hosting
Blank
and
wall intro.
producing live streams. Thank you.
Hello, everyone.
Can't wait to have my own little mobile production truck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're getting some of the crew in here.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. How's it going?
Fun.
You are here once again for the final live stream of our Kickstarter campaign. You're with the Olllam. My name is Mike Shimon. We're with John McSherry, Tyler Duncan, and Joe Dart. And we have, you may have seen it, the most amazing news. And we have reached our Kickstarter goal. And that is just so incredible.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you all.
Thanks to so many people, friends and family, and fans of the music. It's just so incredible to see. And we wanted to, we had this planned already, this live stream, because we kind of figured we'd be really hustling to the very end.
The bitter end, yep.
Yeah, it's just like, it's so wild to see how much love and support came in. So here we are, and so everyone's still. You guys all doing okay? Bandmates?
Yep.
Everyone's good?
All good.
Yep, good.
Very good.
So we are, send in any questions. We're watching the comments. We don't have any special guests today, but I have a list of questions that we didn't get to answer from the last couple times too, and we have a couple other things to, some big news to tell you about now, because we did hit the goal, but we still have 7 days left on our Kickstarter campaign, and we are, I kind of feel like it's an NPR drive here, but like we're going to just go with it. We still have this time left, and we are announcing what's unofficially called a stretch goal, to try to get to 44,000 of our on our Kickstarter donations. And there's a couple reasons why. Obviously, any little bit helps, but there's certain things that we need to, other hidden costs that we need to pay for, including like the fee that Kickstarter takes. They take a fee out of everything we get. And Tyler, can you elaborate a little bit on this? On what we some other things that we need to cover with this?
Absolutely. So basically when we set the goal originally, we were trying to be in the sweet spot between what we thought might be realistic and the all or nothing nature of Kickstarter. We didn't want to put ourselves in a tricky situation. So we didn't actually set the goal for the cost of the record. And so this is actually an opportunity for us to kind of ask for what we might have asked for if we had been so bold as to go on a limb like that. We didn't. This response has been, for me anyway, way above and beyond what I could have ever hoped for. And so this idea of a stretch goal allows us to actually ask for the cost of the record. And we have a sort of little incentive. It's not a reward, but a fun way to like kind of pay you back for coming with us this far, which will be premiering a track in its entirety if we reach the stretch goal. So full streaming quality audio, entire track on the record. as a thank you for taking us this far. So, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. It's, some people might not know this about Kickstarter, but if you don't reach your initial goal, then you don't get anything. No one gets charged, and we were completely terrified of that as an option. Which is why we set the goal where we set it, and now that it's reached and we still have time left, we're gonna try to keep pushing it. So, and if you donate, still, I mean, there's still, like I said, these 7 days left. There's you'll still get the record before it is officially released. So, and of course, this is the last chance to get any of some of these specific rewards, like music lessons with Tyler, John, and I, or the producer package, which is getting the tips and tricks from the man himself, Tyler Duncan. So
Yeah, we got the first album sheet music, that first album. Finally, people have been asking for sheet music for a while, so that's not going to be something we're doing for anything besides the Kickstarter. So that's a cool thing to grab while it's hot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I've got a couple quick questions loaded up here.
Let's do it. Let's get into it.
These are from I went through and looked at some questions from the past that we weren't able to answer, and this is actually this one is from someone named Levi, and it says, "This would be a long night for Joe, but when will the Olllam and Wolfpack play the same stage?"
Well, this is amazingly enough, and I think I'm right here.
It's happened.
That has already happened.
It has. It has happened.
And it's like a little bit of a blur. I always think, did I imagine that?
Yeah.
But I do believe that at Harvest Gathering,
I don't know what year.
Is that in Lake City?
Would that be like 2014, maybe?
That was 14, City, Michigan.
City, Michigan, 2014, on a field in a farm in northern Michigan. I believe in my mind, I played 3 sets in a row.
You did.
And I think it was it what was the first one? Do you remember?
Was it Theo?
Theo. Was it Theo, then the Olllam, then Wolfpack, or maybe vice versa, the Olllam, then Theo, then Wolfpack, but all back to back on the same stage?
No, it was Wolfpack. Olllam were in the middle, because I remember Jack coming on stage. I remember we were doing the quick sort of setting up, and you're like, great job, and then
yeah. That was amazing. That was an unbelievable experience, and yes, a long night. But I remember I was pinching myself. I was like, "There's no way we get to do this, do we?" Yeah. And so I hope we got to do that again. I actually think we will. I think I have a feeling if I just sort of put my mind to it, I can just
it's bound
just conjure that.
Bound to happen at some point. But yeah, I was. It was hilarious to see that question, because it's like, oh, I'm so sorry, but a lot of people are going to be disappointed it happened. Yeah, sorry, you missed that one.
We peaked early, I'd say.
Yeah,
that's right.
That was also maybe the first or second time Wolfpack had ever played live.
Yeah, very early
days, and I remember just we were all kind of what's Wolfpack Live mean? This is just a video band. What are they going to do?
Yeah, that's right. We were do we have to sound like the record? What can we ever run ourselves through some sort of...
Totally. And then and then Jack, of course, didn't want to write a set list. And so you all were just
of course, yeah.
And it was kind of chaos, but Jack was in his element with his golden track jacket.
Yeah.
And I just remember being this is good. I like this. I really like this.
Yeah, my mind was blown. Was that actually what would have been the very first Wolfpack show? Was it a Blind Pig?
Blind Pig
opening for.
Well, no. When we played on the Darren Criss tour with Theo opening,
that's what it was.
We just happened to have all of the guys in Wolfpack because Theo was playing at the Blind Pig, but Woody and Jack were in the crowd, and then somebody, maybe Darren, dragged them on stage, and thus the first Wolf show.
Uh,
But no, anyway, yeah, amazing memories. I can't wait to, stoked to get back on stage with you guys.
yeah.
We all are. I know every single musician that I know. I mean, we're all just kind of like wondering, it's like, what is our life now? You know, it's just the daily existential crisis of what the hell is happening now.
Yeah.
So,
Glad we got this Kickstarter to
at least it makes
us stoked.
it makes me feel so good to be able to at least work on an album right now and be actually create, you know. So okay, I've got another quick question.
Do it.
Change it up a little bit. This is one for John. From Robert Miller. I love to see this because I'm pretty interested in this. Robert Miller asked, is there anyone within the Irish trad / folk music family that John hasn't worked with but would still want to? And I know that might be a hard question to just be put on the spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to think about it and get back to us?
God, there's probably loads. Maybe.
You've played with Nancy Griffith before, right?
Yeah.
She's one of my favorite. I mean, she's not Irish, but I mean,
yeah. There's I can't think of. I've played with loads. I've played with lots of people. So, but a lot of people that I've played with have been heroes of mine as well. So,
I should have sent you this in advance.
Yeah, prepared me. I'll keep on thinking, and I'll come back to it.
Maybe there's somebody you didn't get to play with because they passed into the next life too soon. Maybe somebody from history that you would have.
Yeah, there would. Well, Van Morrison, like he's still alive. So,
yeah.
But I would love to. Van Morrison it would have been great to play with him.
You might still.
So yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yep. Yeah.
I keep on thinking the names will pop in.
Yeah. I want to put this out there. I think it would be one of my favorite current groups in Irish music is the Gloaming. Like their music, their albums are just so moving to me. So I'm just playing. I just would like to put that out in the universe. I hope we can, at least just hang out someday.
Yeah.
maybe play some music.
Can we hang out? Can we hang out with you guys? How about if we did that? We should name it the Glowlam.
I know. Totally. Yeah.
The Glowlam.
Yep.
Yeah.
John, you probably know those cats, don't
yes,
you?
Yes, Martin Hayes on the fiddle. He's a fantastic fiddle player.
Yeah, he's from Clare, right?
Yeah. From the great Clare fiddling tradition.
Man, it's so beautiful. It's like his fiddle playing has this just like, and Martin, don't take this the wrong way, but at least in that band, but it's like this beautiful, like lazy, just like so relaxed sound.
Yeah.
You know, like that. It just makes me want to cry every time I hear it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a great plan.
Yep.
Very understated as well, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
How about this question from Sam Taylor? Sam Taylor. It says, now that you have, he says, smashed your Kickstarter, what's the next goal with 3 L's for the olllam?
Yeah.
Thank you, Sam, for being on brand. We really appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh, Sam Taylor is actually, by the way, before we get into answering his question, he does a podcast that they recorded and will be sending out. I haven't heard it yet. We haven't heard it, but he featured and talked about the olllam. So we've been emailing a little bit back and forth. So looking forward to hearing that, Sam. Good to see you on here.
Cool.
Anyways, the next goal for the olllam.
We haven't actually talked about this. This is kind of a fun.
Just the stretch goal. The stretch goal.
The stretch goal.
I
have there's like a sort of goal, I guess, that I'm thinking about that I have never shared with any of you, but I'm realizing maybe it's an aspiration, but and what's the difference. But I always feel like it'd be super fun for the Olllam to do a singer's record, so we do a full album. I'm not sure with like one singer or different singers for every track, but like a specific singer's record, and maybe doing just traditional songs kind of reimagined with the Olllam instruments.
Tyler, that could be our next album.
That'd be a cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would love to do that.
We've flirted
Great idea.
We've kind of talked about. We've been talking about it for a long time, and we have. Of course, we did one track. We've done it with Shiva, who you guys have probably, and if you were at our last tour, Shiva was on the road on opening for us on the tour, and we did do a track with her. That now, Tyler, was that a single or is it going to be on the upcoming album?
It's on Shiva's record.
Yeah, so
and maybe it'll be a single. We'll see.
You guys haven't heard it yet. Yeah, looking.
I've got a question for you regarding that.
Okay.
What singers would you choose? If you could choose anybody, who would you choose to sing on the album?
Like anybody? Does it have to?
Well, yes, anybody at all. Who would do it? I mean, not like Elton John or anybody.
How about Sting? Sting? We got an in.
Yeah. We do have an in. Our man Sean O'Mara.
Oh yeah.
Just played at Sting's residence.
Yeah.
I don't know the real details about it, but I think it was Sting's wedding anniversary, maybe. And
so we'll get Sting. That'll be one.
So Sting's already in.
Obvious choice.
So
obvious choice.
What about Robert Plant?
Oh yeah, get Robert Plant on it.
Of course. Come on,
Tom York, man. Of course.
Yeah.
Paul Brady.
I know Paul Brady for sure. Got to do Paul Brady.
I wonder if we could. We got to get Katzman on there.
Yeah. We've talked about.
Let's see.
What's we were in talks about doing something with Limo Winley. Is that how you say it?
Winley. Yeah.
I love his voice, and always was really excited about that idea.
Yeah.
That'd be an awesome one.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yep.
Obviously, another Shiva track. That's a given.
Totally. It's like, let's see what happens.
Maybe Van Morrison.
Yeah.
Van the Man.
He's still alive, so it might be the time to get him.
Paul in the comments just said Glenn Hansard. That'd be really nice.
Totally.
Yeah. That'd be amazing.
Cool.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about Bono? Yay, nay on Bono? I mean,
I'm in.
Okay.
Totally down.
Yeah.
Totally down.
All right. Great. All right. So we got Bono then. Okay.
Yep. I see Sean. Sean is
coming in.
There he is, coming in hot.
Yep. Well, and Sean, I have a feeling Sean will sing a song with the Olllam.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
sure.
Got to.
Yep.
Cool.
We were kind of we've got this is so cool. As we're talking here, there's people still contributing to the album. So I just would like to say thank you to Tanji and thank you to Charlie for donating.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
So awesome. And this is something pretty cool. I would like to say there's a person who was watching us and commenting on our last live stream. Her name is Cassie. And she's a healthcare worker from New Jersey. And she reached out to us and she said she wanted to give, and she made a donation. And then she said she wanted to give two fans who may not be able to afford to donate a $100 pledge each. And so we did talk to her about that, and she was for real. And so we contacted two of our fans who sent us really beautiful messages of support during the campaign, but they were just letting us know they couldn't donate, which I totally, we all know how that is. So I've had to I've had to watch many a Kickstarter campaign go by wanting to donate and just not being able to do it. But so Cassie came through, and so we let those 2 people were picked, and so Cassie is donating $100 each in their name, and then they're able to pick whatever reward they want.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
Beautiful.
Really, really kind.
Yeah, incredible.
Thank you, Cassie.
It's like the ultimate. It's like the ultimate Kickstarter donation. Like it's like
that is.
It's a super donation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Exactly. Tyler, how are we? You want to fill us in on the current status of the record itself?
Yeah, basically we're just like down to just kind of audio cleanup. You know, a lot of for me anyway, when I'm working on a record, there's like a lot of just sort of janitorial work that needs to happen, and I procrastinate because it's just so damn boring. And so that's all it's just crossfades and fades, and then it's ready for mixing. And we're waiting for Jake Birch to be finished up with his current album he's producing, and then he's going to be jumping in. So it's like kind of just waiting on Jake more than anything. We'll finish it up in time for him. So yeah, we
got Jake Birch and then Devin Kerr.
Devin Kerr is lined up for mastering, which is
unreal.
Joe, can you fill in to people who those 2 cats are?
I mean, between Tyler Duncan, Jake Birch, and Devin Kerr, you've got kind of the I call it the Tree Town sound, but it's it's all the cats that have worked on so many of my favorite records that I've gotten to be a part of. Theo's records, Wolfpack tracks, and so much of the stuff that Tyler has done over the years. I think a big part of the sound is this, kind of team, and I feel like everyone between Jake and Devin, just the ears and the just huge fat sounds. The first record was Devin too, or who did?
Yeah, Devin mastered. Devin mastered the first one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he mastered the shit out of it.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and actually, the Tree Town sound is the trio who did the Carly Rae Jepsen track.
There you go.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Jake mixed it and Devin mastered it.
Unbelievable. So, that track sounds insane. That dude, unreal.
Infiltrating.
That's right.
Yeah.
What are some other things that you've done with those guys?
Oh my gosh. Well, Jeremy Kittle's record, which got nominated for a Grammy, which was pretty cool. Rachel Mazur's album, which has been out for a couple of years. Obviously Theo's last record, the third record. Madeline Grant's record that's coming out right now. She just released a single from it. May Mother Lion.
Yep. May
it's like
amazing.
So cool. I mean, and Devin is really exciting because he's not really for hire anymore. So you just have to like hope you catch him at the right time when he's like just when he hasn't mastered in a while and he's kind of getting the itch, and then you just hope to find that moment in time and hope he'll say yes, because he's like, I call him the Michael Jordan of mastering, because it's just like he's a wizard. He's truly a wizard. I don't know how he does it.
So stoked.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, here's an interesting question. Take it in a little bit of a different direction here, but I want to Tyke Butler, seeing as you guys had to record the album remotely, would a live album be on the cards in the future? And I would say, hell yeah. If we can, next at some point. Well, I love when a band releases a live album.
Oh yeah,
course, So
a live DVD as well would be great.
We gotta get a DVD, maybe a VHS.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
we don't have anything recorded live, of quality. We've never professionally done that, but at some point,
great.
We would love to. Absolutely.
Yeah, totally. We have to figure out our monitoring situation, and then
Yeah, me and Tyler have to work
We have to
something
figure
out.
that out. Well, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna crack the code. If anybody on here knows a lot about in-ear monitors and small rigs and amplifying low whistles in front of drum sets, just like feel free to hit us up and
I'm
suggest
sure
that.
that's a whole. There's a whole scene of that.
I mean,
man.
isn't that like a whole Reddit thing?
Yeah. Whoa, the comments are coming in. Okay.
Slow down.
Yeah. So since you brought that up, Tyler, there was this interesting. Here's a technical, a musical question from my friend Diana Ladio, who is she's a amazing fiddle player from the Moxie Strings, and also she played with the Elders before. I think the Elders aren't playing anymore officially,
really?
But
Oh.
yeah, yep. I think they have gone on official maybe hiatus or something. But
They've transitioned into elderhood.
I'm sorry if I'm wrong about that, but I do believe. But she was playing fiddle with the Elders, and anyways. Diana asks, this is from the last time, and this is for Tyler and John, there was a lot of unison playing on the last album and only very select spots of harmony.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed intentional. What can we expect on this new album?
Yeah, I mean, so definitely intentional. I feel like it's like, that's kind of like this, that's like the olllam sound, it's like, the sound of one, no one gets to be in the room when you get to mute and unmute things, but like the sound of two low whistles is really different than one. And when we take one out, it just loses the magic. So It's like, I think that's what happens is it just sounds so cool with the two. And then we try, we'll do like different harmonies and stuff. And then like, when you lose that doubled sound, it's like, God, the track just doesn't sound that cool anymore. So you have to scrap all the cool harmonies a lot of the time because it just doesn't sound as cool. So then we use the guitar and the Rhodes to kind of like cover that sort of richness. But now, I mean, we have, let's see, maybe like a handful of moments where we've figured out how to game the system and have the whistles do something different and not lose too much magic sauce. I mean, the other part is, of course, that we don't want to like create like this huge orchestra of whistles. We could, of course, just overdub till the cows come home. But like, we like that kind of intimate sound. So sort of by having a sort of creative box that you kind of work with, and those are your crayons. The doubled sort of stereo wide whistle crayon is like a big part of the sound, So yeah, it's still a through line for sure. I mean, I don't know. Are there more harmonies on this one? I'm not sure there are.
No. John, anything to add to that? I don't think there are necessarily any more harmonies.
No, I think there's probably one or two wee spots where we veer off. And do octave kind of stuff.
I think on this album too, we got a little more comfortable with a couple extra overdubs.
Yeah, there's a little.
So,
we broke our one guitar rule. There's like two guitars at the same time a couple times.
Yeah,
and there is a harmony on 7/8 in the chorus.
Yeah, that's right. There is a harmony. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can't wait for you guys to hear that. All that stuff. Thank you to Aelith McCormick who pledged.
Aelith.
All right.
We love Aelith, and we have worked with her before. Amazing singer. We played a legendary gig in Belgium with Aelith and with Guidewires. Was that what it was? Yeah. Remember that, guys?
Yeah, barely.
In Belgium. Yeah. Yep. Thank you, Aelith.
Nice.
And
thank you, Aelith.
And thank you to Florina for pledging during this. And as we said before, we've reached the goal. Thank you all so much. Thank you to everyone who has donated, and we've announced a new stretch goal. It's an unofficial Kickstarter thing, but we're just trying to cover all the other extra stuff that we didn't quite factor in, the Kickstarter fees and all that. So we're still going. We still have 7 days left.
Thank you all for everyone who's pledged and everyone who will. I see just a quick shout out. I see Ricardo in the comments from Italy, my guy from Mark Base
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Bringing
nice.
it. Yes.
That's
Dude.
awesome.
Mark bass, man.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I mean, Italian lifestyle, man. It's like doesn't
Yeah.
get better. Yeah.
Man.
There's a cool
yeah.
question from Martin Laird that could be applicable to all of us, which is like technical aspects that we all still find challenging.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jeez. Well,
Learning all the time.
Yeah.
Constantly learning.
yeah.
I suppose I'm learning. I'm on a kind of learning about the regs a lot more than I would have about 5 or 10 years ago.
Would you explain what the regulators?
The regulators on the olllam pipes are the harmonic,
regulators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're harmonic accompaniment that you do to solo piping. So I'm getting stuck into that at the moment, and it is tricky. It's very, very, very tricky because you're doing about 10 things at once, playing the pipes and then doing this thing on top of it. It's crazy.
Yeah. Wild.
And then everything has to be to try and get every reed in tune as well, and everything balanced perfectly. It's kind of
No
torture.
way.
Yeah, thanks.
Beautiful torture.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that's the thing about musicians. It's like the technical aspects. It's once you figure out one, then there's always the next thing, the next hill to climb after that.
Yeah.
So it's.
I mean, yeah. For me, it's like I feel like the better I get, the more you hear, and so the more actually I think I find playing, and not challenging in a bad way, but the more I find playing gets more challenging, the more I'm able to hear nuance and detail to a greater degree, and then suddenly it's like things that you always thought were easy, you can like really listen to it and you'd be like, man, I'm not really like perfect with that actually, and it can be the most basic things, and it's just like, wow, I'm not actually like playing that with the best tone I could ever. Turns out like playing a C natural can be challenging just in and of itself.
Yeah.
Or not only things that you thought were easy, but things that you thought were acceptable or good.
Yeah. Totally.
Once you as you grow as a musician and like get better at your craft, it's like, and then you really realize like you start to have a better appreciation for actual quality of your own work.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a skilled trade, like carpentry or something.
Yeah.
It's like, I might be able to build you a shelf, but probably, but like someone who knows what they're doing could really build a beautiful piece of furniture,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Joe, how about you? Have you mastered your instrument?
Far from it. I was just thinking how difficult it's been over this year for me to keep my chops up, because my whole thing, and this is probably not, I need to graduate beyond this to where I'm just practicing for the sake of practicing, but my whole practice regimen is getting nervous about my upcoming gig and practicing my ass off so I don't blow it. That's my whole thing. And it's that with a session or with a gig. And I just want to be match fit, and I want to know the music inside and out, and I want to bring it. And I'm nervous about playing with people that I look up to and admire. And that makes me a better bass player, just every gig and every session. And I haven't had any of that this year.
That means by next year you're going to be totally shit.
I'm going to be terrible. That's the thing. I'm starting over next year, and I'm just picking up a few bar gigs in town, just 1 or 2 a month. But dude, it's tough, man. It's like, apart from everything else that's been difficult about this year, not having a gig to shed for, not having a tour to shed for, man, tough. So I'm stoked to put something on the calendar, whatever it might be for next year, and just start way too early, just getting nervous about something.
I'm sure you're speaking for just every musician out there, man, because I feel exactly the same way. It's like you're never in better like fighting shape than when you're just
Yeah.
on the road and you're just like
And halfway
doing it
through a
every
tour.
night. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's the best. You feel like you're at the top of your game, and this is so and practice. Practice is important. But there's something to be. I mean, some of the best practice is to be playing with those other musicians, especially musicians who are like better than you or whatever. It's like that's how when you go to one of those gigs, those have always been the most valuable learning experiences of my life. When I'm in the deep end, way over my head, terrified, just terrified.
Yeah,
for sure.
I will say for those musicians who are practicing and working on their craft, I have read a book twice now that I just can't recommend enough, and I actually got it from the author with the olllam. So it's Kenny Werner's book called Effortless Mastery. Honestly,
Yes.
like a game changer for me. I read it twice in a row. I've made a footnotes version of it. It is like, I wish I could have given it to myself when I was 19, and it just feels like this is what it's about, and this is how you actually get better at stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
Yeah.
amazing book. And the olllam, when we played in Sligo the first year, I got to be part of this weird poetry conglomerate that the festival organizer put together as like a representative of the olllam, and Kenny Werner as another artist was in the band, and so we got to play this duo at the beginning of the show, and it was that kind of moment that you're talking about where it's like, wow, I'm I can't possibly be actually better than I was yesterday, but what's happening right now makes me sound so much better than I did yesterday, and cool. I probably haven't sounded that good since, but he's an incredible musician. But this book is I would say a Bible of musical pursuits, any artistic pursuit, really.
Yep.
Cool.
And that is an amazing book about how to get out of your own head, and I always feel weird to even just say get better, or if a musician is good at or bad at their instrument. I mean, obviously there are levels of technical proficiency, right? But it's that's all, beauty's in the eye of the beholder too.
Yeah.
So that book kind of discusses that kind of stuff, and amazing.
It's an amazing book.
Yep.
I mean, there's things on that book I repeat to myself literally every day at this point, as sort of guiding lights all the time.
Yep. That made a big impact on me as well.
Ugh. I mean, even there's that one. I mean, that's the great one. It's as long as you care more about sounding good than playing genuinely, you will never you will never be as a genuine musician as you could be. You have to kind of give up trying to sound good and just hope to be genuine.
Yeah.
It's these kind of oh, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, we're thinking about sounding good a little too much instead of just meaning what we're playing.
Yeah.
Often, and so many just, it's like 10 Commandments sort of. It's so good.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And how cool you got to play with the man himself too.
That was freak luck, but it was awesome. Yeah.
That was our first time at the Sligo Jazz Festival, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't that our first gig?
Was our first gig.
That was our first gig. That was our first
was
gig.
Was it our first gig ever?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
Yep. Okay, here's a question that just came in that we have addressed on a couple of the other live streams, but I'm not sure who's watching, if it's people that anybody new or whatever. But we often get asked this, and it's, what's the compositional process for the band? Does one person bring an idea and it's worked on together, or is it fully formed and everyone else adds their personalities? That's from Nick. We'll just show that for a minute.
Nick Rifkin. Yeah. Hey, Nick.
So
awesome.
John, will you kind of take the lead on that one, and maybe just a brief. Yeah.
I suppose we start off, myself and Tyler get together, get our heads sort of honed into sort of some ideas. sort of we have some kind of hooks or whatever that we gathered up over the years or whatever, and then we put them together and start writing material, writing epics.
Yeah.
And we have the bones of them. I suppose for this album, we did it in November. Tyler came over to Ireland, and I think we wrote about 10 or 11 pieces in 10 days. Was it, Tyler? It was 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tyler then went back to the States and then brought it to Mike. And then if you want to explain that from there, Tyler.
Yeah, so then we have these long voice memos that John and I have created of these melodies.
Just whistle.
Just
usually.
whistle. And we had a new adventure, which was there was a click track on some of them. That was really edgy. But so then we take these melodies, and Mike and I just start kind of playing with them and seeing what kind of grooves and chords and like feels that can work with it, and try to sort of unlock the sort of like, it feels like, I don't know, Mike, you can say me your experience, but to me, it sort of feels like this tune. It's like the tune is like this combination lock, and it's like all the answers are inside it. It's like it's all in there. It's the Da Vinci Code, and you just have to like get inside it and like start trying to find the world that is inside the tune, and then you find it, and then suddenly it's like you have a groove and a structure and like a feeling, and it's like boom, you have it. It's like there it is. It's
like Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Venturing into Wonderland.
Totally.
And then,
that's a great way of putting it. I mean, we even say that a lot of times. It's like, oh, okay, now we're starting to unlock this one. I know we use the word unlock, and sometimes it's a scavenger hunt, and sometimes there's little oases of things that aren't what they appear. You think you're going in the right direction, and then it turns out to be the wrong direction, but there is some little seed in there that then you can pick up on that, like, actually is like, there it is. That's what it was.
Yep. And you never know what will unlock it. And then once we kind of have found the sort of the groove and the sound and the feeling, then it's just a lot of kind of just layering and developing and writing hooks. Like I got to, for this record, I got to write the guitar parts by going to like a remote. There's no guitar parts on the record yet. It was just, we call it the fake bass, which we call Joe Hart, in honor of one of our gigs. Joe Hart, MIDI bass and MIDI Rhodes. And then we had some sketch drums and then sketch whistles. And I got to take that and go to this cabin on Lake Michigan and just spend a week coming up with guitar parts, which was like so fun. It was such a blast to like write these hooks, and then you take that and see what works and what doesn't and develop that. And
Yep.
It's fun. It's really cool.
Yep. There we go. That's a little kind of quick and easy answer. So about that, and then it's just also just months and months of just doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We throw away a lot of stuff, we toss out a lot of stuff, and we always start with a melody. Those are two like through lines for sure.
I know. There's, I hope that on those hard drives of yours are some of the original versions of some of these things that we've thrown away. Someday in the future it'll be interesting to hear some of that. Like Bridge of Glass on our first record, if you recall, started completely different. I don't even remember what it was, but it totally wasn't what it turned into.
It was the bridge.
The whole thing was like the bridge.
It started with the bridge. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I thought I was grabbing my guitar, but it's too far away.
Yeah. So, one of these days, I love archivists. So, maybe one day we'll be able to put out a bunch of like little bonus rarities and throwaway B-sides
of our shitty ideas.
Yep. Hey man.
Totally. Yeah.
I always like to hear. I always like to hear that of any artist that I love. So.
Me too.
Hey Joe, here's a question for you that just came through. Are you self-taught or did you take lessons?
I took lessons, but I also got to jam with my brothers when I was growing up, and there was a lot of kind of just self-directed and collaborative figuring out of what a bass player is supposed to do in a band. So that's a little bit of both, but I had a couple really good teachers and then a great kind of school band program, and that was like huge for me. It's like if you can't find a band to play with, or you can't get a band together, to have this high school jazz band that I played in, where we'd like actually go play gigs, and we'd go like we'd go to some university to do like kind of master classes and then perform and do like sectionals and stuff like that. Just in middle school and high school, I look back on that and I'm like, man, that was huge. If I ever have kids that want to, and my own children that want to play music, I hope they're lucky enough to go to like a good like public school that just has like a good band teacher that really cares, that puts kids in a room and has them play music together.
Yeah, that was so huge for me as well, man. That's great. I took private lessons before I started like, junior high school band, I think. And I was still, beginner, but and then I was in the school band all throughout till I graduated high school. And then of course, went to music school, so did it there too.
Yeah.
But how about you, John? Did you take lessons when you were young?
No. I went to I suppose I went to the man who made my pipes, Sean Michael Loon. I went to him like once a month and played a few tunes for him, and he would sort of give me tips, we sort of tips, do this and don't do that and do that. So that was when I was about 12 or 13, and after that,
you almost call those lessons,
Yeah. Yeah, well, obviously they were the best things that ever actually, come from him, your hero. But after that, no, never really. After that, just started playing sessions and picking up, using my ears, then picking up tunes from people in sessions and that kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yep. And Tyler, just ask you the same.
Oh yeah, I have scattered myself in 4 directions in terms of instruments and trying to figure out what instrument I wanted to play. Mm-hmm. I never figured it out. Still haven't figured it out. But so a lot of different like forms of lessons along the way. John of course taught me for the year when I lived in Ireland when I was 13, and but I've had a lot of different teachers and for a number of different instruments, and have always found lessons to be really fun. I love, except for one teacher, I had a really scary teacher, like the kind of like punitive, scary teacher once. That was not fun. But everybody else has been, which was not John. It wasn't John.
Was that well, was that in your classical harpsichord days? Or,
Yeah.
Was that your Baroque period?
As a kid, you were like a sponge. You soaked up everything. You were so interested in everything, you were like a sponge, just soaking up all this knowledge, and it's paid off now, as you can see.
Here we are.
I mean, I was particularly a sponge because I was talking to you. You were my favorite musician, and so I was like, tell me how you do it. Like, tell me everything, So I was particularly, my brain was like in turbo mode whenever you were going to share a thing or two. I'd be like, what's going on? What is he going to say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Wow. Well, got just a couple other thank yous here. Thank you to Eric Anders for your pledge. It's amazing. I mean, it's like just watching. Currently, we're 103% funded from our original goal, which is just so like heartwarming, and that's a weird number to see, 103% funded. So, thank you so much for everyone's help.
Yeah.
So I had a question for the band. This is what I always love to hear individual musicians personal tricks and or tips for being on the road, and maybe I'm just wondering this because I'm missing the road so bad right now, and so I just want to like talk about touring a little bit, but like, I would like to just get a quick little, maybe go around and see maybe some tour hacks that like maybe you think might be unique to you. And of course, everyone knows we are coffee fanatics in this band. Most of us are. And so, I mean, and we did have a question about how to brew the perfect cup of coffee on the road, which we can get into. But even then, what else? I'll start.
Yeah, you start.
Since I asked the question. And I came up with a couple things, but well, obviously, bring your own coffee is one of them. Bring your own hot sauce is another one.
Yeah.
Because when you're on the road, it's like, sometimes it's very, very difficult, and it's so much work. But like if you can do little things that help keep your whatever it is that your personal life like needs, maybe some little bit of like regularity, those help. It might be like, the coffee, bring your hot sauce, bring, like, because, I think a lot of musicians do like the randomness of touring every day. I mean, you'd have to if you're going to live that way. But it's just also nice to have some little comforts that are unique to you,
Mm-hmm.
Which hot sauce is it, Shimon, for you?
It's do I have it on my table? It's Ray's Polish Fire. I put it away. I put it up in the cupboard. But Ray's Polish Fire from Michigan is the number one hot sauce for me.
Straight from the Keweenaw Peninsula.
That's right. That's right.
That's great stuff.
Yeah. So Joe, how about you? What's one of your little things?
While we're talking about hot sauce, that kind of came to me a little bit later, which is amazing. I've been known to put a little hot sauce on my breakfast for many years, but it was only until this past year. It was January, and I was on the road with Theo, and we were crossing the country. And there were many mornings where you'd have to do kind of a flying breakfast. You wanted to get as much sleep as possible right before a van call time, but then you also wanted to grab a little breakfast. So it was often a breakfast burrito or a breakfast sandwich, but there was always something missing, and you couldn't count on them having hot sauce at the place, or that they would have the receptacle for you to take it with you. So I learned you got to have your own, but it took me until then, and it reminded me that my grandfather, who was also a touring musician, used to keep a little 1 ounce vial of Tabasco in his shirt pocket. Yeah.
This is
a family. Yeah, this is age-old.
Tried and tested musician thing. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Izzy Baker didn't leave home without a little Tabasco, and I'm right there with him now, man. I not only do I carry a little one, and I had it with me in the glove box of the van on Theo's tour, but I've come full circle. I'm a Tabasco guy now.
Tabasco.
That's
I love
your sauce.
I love Tabasco.
I do. Hey,
I love. Yeah.
It's like ketchup. It's ketchup. It's like, what are you going to say about ketchup? It's ketchup. It's Tabasco.
So simplicity and glorious vinegar. My other thing that I never leave home without, is we used to get crazy about taking coffee on the road. And I remember me and Tyler, we'd have a whole suitcase. We'd like pay to check another bag, or we figured out how to hack it, but we'd have like basically a whole suitcase.
We'd be spreading it around every bandmate's bag.
That's right.
Just to not go over the 50 pounds.
That's what it was. And
like, how do you incorporate the 10 pounds of coffee that we have?
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, Joe. Keep going.
Hand grinder.
J30. The J30 burr grinder.
Yeah, you got to have the Japanese hand grinder.
Yeah.
And then do you bring the ceramic cone? Do you risk it? And then you learn that lesson the hard way a few times, and then you start going with the plastic cone.
Absolutely.
I saw you bring the ceramic a couple times, and I was just like, wow. Like,
rookie.
I'm
greenhorn here.
No, I thought it was so advanced. I was just
nice,
like, whoa.
But I saw it get broke too.
It did get broke. It did get
So,
broke.
But that's how you get the viewing window. You gotta have the viewing
Gotta
window.
have the viewing window.
Great. Yeah,
What about you,
great
Dunk?
mod.
Because I feel that the bringing of your own coffee is not enough. It's got to be your own coffee.
I mean,
You
I
dig?
was, yeah, I was, it was necessary for me to be functional,
Yep.
like I was so addicted that if I didn't have it on a day, it'd be a pretty terrible day. So
But
I
this
needed
particular blend of bean, right?
Oh, my coffee, yeah.
Your I don't mean
Power
like you had to
shift.
hoard your own little,
Power
Power
shift.
shift. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I did a two single release with May Erlewine and Seth Bernard, and the way we released the singles was a download code on a unique blend of coffee for that music. So the release is called Power Shift, and the coffee was called Power Shift. And
From Higher Grounds.
from Higher Grounds, and I got to like work with the roasters and like design the blend and do all the cupping and get like 8 bags of unlabeled coffee, just like bet numbers 1 through 8, in a big storage thing, and then try all of them, and then I like 7 and I like 5. Can we maybe try something where we get 7 and 5 together? Here's another 4 bags that are like that. It was an awesome coffee. It was like my favorite aspects of a bright Ethiopian Yirgacheffe, just like the berry fruity stuff, which I love, particularly like blueberry. But then like this really cool kind of like what I think of as being like a Central America type of chocolatey kind of caramelly finish. It was awesome. Power Shift.
Lovely.
No
Lovely.
longer made.
I know. That's
Limited run.
Limited
was
run.
really good. Yep. That was a good blend.
I have one of the bags here though. I don't remember where it is, but yeah. Great
It's the
blend.
simple things, man.
Yeah,
Just your own particular blend of coffee that you can take on the road.
Totally. That you get at wholesale, which
Not
was
Yeah,
not
the
everyone
other-
has.
Yeah.
Yep. And then
Oh,
your
yeah.
band members also got a wholesale. That was nice. But,
Exactly. Oh yeah.
Johnny,
Huge boxes.
Johnny, how about you? What's your John? You spend more time on the road than most of us, I would say. I guess.
I never really had any kind of things that I took along on the road.
I think you took the road along on the road. With
Yeah,
I think I've never seen someone just navigate touring as well as John.
as long as you
does.
have a toothbrush and a good clean pair of underpants, you'll be fine.
Yes,
This guy's ready. This guy's ready to go. He's got it. I've never seen someone so easily fall asleep like a little baby in the front seat of the van, like this guy, just like that. Like boom, we're on the road. He's out. That's
I can sleep
enviable.
anywhere. I can sleep anywhere.
So enviable,
Yeah.
bro.
And I think it's fair to say like what you're kind of known for, John, is not what you bring on the road. It's like what you leave behind on the road. You've kind of taken the thing and flipped it around a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
you don't tour the road tours you.
Yeah.
So. He's a master, folks. Yeah.
Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe the on night off night is a great John McSherry technology.
Oh, that's
we've
an
all
original.
we've all learned from
Yeah,
that. I would
that's
say.
a McSherry innovation.
It's a great
Yeah.
one. If John's
On night.
having an on night, you can bet your bottom dollar tomorrow it's going to be an off night, and it's just like that's how you keep it going long term. That's a long term plan.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. You
But
can't.
that on-off thing only started coming into to fridge a bit like 10 years ago. It was always on.
Yep.
Wow.
Well, we've learned from it, and may just add a little bit of longevity for us. Who knows?
Uh-huh.
But-
That's right.
Yeah. So, well, we just have time for a couple more questions, and before that, John, I think some people were wondering about the one reward about the tune, writing a tune for you, which is like the highest level reward.
Yeah.
We did have one person pledge for that, which is awesome. So, John, could you just give a little bit of just back, like let people know what that reward?
Yeah,
actually
myself
is.
and Tyler, we can get together and write a tune for you, any kind of tune. You can specify if it's a slow piece of music or something fast or whatever, and we'll put something together, and Tyler could put some guitar on it as well, and make some drums or percussion, and we'll probably get it written down as well for you as well, and send you a recording of it as well. So,
yep.
So that would be something special, I think.
Yeah, unique to yourself. It wouldn't be something that we would release. It'd be something for you. So, and then there's one other reward that has a couple different levels. Is what we're calling the named patron reward, where you can get your name put into the liner notes in a special thank you for being one of our supporters. And it's like it costs a little more money, but your name will be in the olllam album forever. So, and we still have space for that, so if anyone's interested in that. And just to remind you before we have to leave, that we did announce the stretch goal that we're doing. So we're trying to get now to $44,000 US, and which is just lofty. I mean, I just, even our initial goal of 38,000 was just like hard for me to comprehend, and you guys got us there with time to spare. So
thank you all.
Absolutely incredible. So, and if we are able to get there, we will do one last little broadcast of we'll play a tune from the album just front to back online. It'll probably be a live situation, and then we'll probably, it won't be something that'll be sticking around online.
No, we'll take it down.
Not a single release. But just so I just cannot wait. I just want people to hear this stuff. So, and of course, as Tyler said, we're getting into the mixing stage next, and and that it'll just take a little bit of time, but we're gonna get it sounding as great as we can for you. So, but can't wait for everybody to hear this stuff. Anybody else? Got anything else before we sign off here?
Just a huge thanks to everyone. Like, it's as Shimon was saying, it's kind of just mind blowing to see everyone coming through, supporting the Kickstarter, coming through in the comments here. Like, I just love seeing everyone where everyone's coming in from all over the world, and all these great questions. Just feeling very, very lucky that this album, this band, hopefully eventually this album tour with this band will continue to move forward. And I'm just super excited to hear this record with all of you. So truly thank you.
Yep. Well, thank you, Joe, for that, and thanks everyone for tuning in. Thank you all for your donations. We appreciate everything that has come in. Feel free to keep sharing it with people who might not know about it or might not have ever even heard us. Feel free to, like I said earlier, burn them a CD and mail it to them, and of our first album, or just whatever. Send them the Spotify link. Every little bit is helping, and we really appreciate everyone. And thank you so much. And we'll keep doing posts about our Kickstarter stretch goal. So keep an eye on that kind of stuff. And that's it. So thanks a lot. And we look forward to. We'll be keeping in touch with you, and we cannot wait to get the music to you. So,
cheers, guys.
Thanks,
well
y'all.
said.
Right.
Thanks, everybody.
Miss you
Thank
guys.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a good one.
Bye.